Man, it's gonna feel weird posting something serious on this channel. For the record, this is Breezing Wing speaking. I usually don't go so far as to make videos talking about games, but with the hype reignited by the announcement of the release date and the monetization system of Artifact, I felt compelled to share my opinion. Mainly, I'll be explaining what Valve's vision of a non-pay-to-win trading card game is. How does it hold up in my opinion, and what are my concerns? Now, I really wanted to start with my concerns first, but we'll need some setup for how the game works before we can get to that. The basics are the same as everywhere. Get cards, make decks, play games with those decks. The problem with this idea arises when getting cards gets in the way of playing the game. For all my examples, I'll be using Hearthstone, as it's the game most people, including myself, are familiar with. Say you're playing during the Shadowwalk meta, and you're encountering the Shadowwalk deck every other game. Obviously you would want to build a deck to counter it, if possible, or play it yourself. But you probably don't have the cards needed for that, right? So what are your options? Well, in Hearthstone, one option is to grind. It might be an okay option, but even if the grind was balanced, it's still a band-aid because it's not something you can do instantly to change your game experience, and as you know, the grind is not balanced. So you pay for packs or in other games specific cards, which means that the game is pay to win. Case closed. So how does Artifact differ? The short answer is in trading. For the longer answer, we'll have to take a look at the stuff you get when buying Artifact. As you can see in this article, you get 2 pre-made decks of basic cards, which are irrelevant for my point. And you get 10 packs of 12 random cards that will be your initial collection. As packs are $2 per piece, and you paid $20 for the game, the math checks out. Since the minimum deck size is 40, and you get 120 random cards, it's safe to assume, for the sake of the argument, that you're expected to have 5 decks. 2 basic ones, which are irrelevant, and 3 others that we'll take a look at. Now, let's play the same scenario. You're playing your homebrew Lunara deck, and an evil meta Shadowwalk appears. So you want to play that yourself, or build a counter to it. Now your first options, as with other games, are to buy more packs in hopes of getting the needed cards, or to buy them from the market. Pay to win so far, right? But the idea behind Artifact, as far as I understand it, is that your collection is not permanent, but its value is. Here's the best example I could think of. Since your average starting collection is worth X, that's here, you can make N number of decks of Y value in dollars each. So, assuming for a moment that your starting collection is worth $20, you can have 4 $5 decks, 3 $7 decks, $1 coming from your hopes and dreams, 2 $10 decks, or 1 $20 deck. And since you can trade cards, it can be any deck. Didn't like a hero? Get another one. Meta requires a certain card? Sure thing. You just need to give something of equal worth in return, which means that gameplay is never locked from you. As long as decks don't get mind-bogglingly ridiculous in their prices, which they shouldn't, you can take any idea, any deck you find online, and play it more or less instantly without any problem. So with that, you're not locked out of the content, you don't need to pay or to grind. Seems pretty good, right? Which brings me to my concerns. Artifact needs a way to trade cards without losing value. Seems obvious when you say it that way, but that's one part that we don't know much about, and the one part that will make or break the game. Now, what am I talking about exactly? First and foremost, Valve already stated that it's their priority to not let collections lose value. But there's a problem. You see, Valve went out of their way to neither say no or yes about confirming trading in this game, which is strange to say the least. Even if the article is dated right now and they might have changed their stance, imagine if the only way to exchange cards is through the current Steam market. You'd get a, 13% fee for each transaction? Imagine how much value would your collection lose after buying 40 cards for a deck. And then make that double since you also need to sell 40 cards before that as well. Of course, it doesn't have to be that way. Even regular Steam trading would suffice, and nobody is stopping Valve from making some in-game trading system to make the process even easier. But at this moment we don't know, and the possibility of this game being ruined by simple greed is still there. I remain positive that Valve is smarter than this and won't mess it up completely, but I feel like this was important enough to share.